non-negotiables for our business. And non-negotiables are basically things that you should always be doing if you want to grow your business and move forward. Now, on here on this call, I see people who are, in the top 3% of the company and people who are just getting started and all the ranks in between. But I want every single one of you to remember that all of us started at the very bottom. So there are things that I do every day and that I've done every day since I started this business that have helped me to get where I am. I feel like one of the main things that we do wrong is overcomplicate, and then we let our mindset run our business for us. So those are the two things that I think are definitely anchors that kind of weigh you down, slow you down. So we're going to talk about both of those. Nobody said that this business was easy. So I want to go ahead and start with that. It is not easy. All of you on here probably know you've been told no, you've been ghosted, people have quit. It's been a roller coaster. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Okay. So non-negotiables basically means things that we have to do to move the needle forward. Some of you on here, again, I said, like, we're starting in the beginning. It may be harder for a person who's just making a couple $100s to wake up and be excited about working this business as it is for us who are making several $1,000s a month. But remember, we all started somewhere, and that somewhere has to be where you're at with your mindset. When I started this business, I had a goal to make $500 a month. It was my big goal. I did not think I could do it, but when I decided I was going to do it, I knew I wasn't going to fail. Why is that? Because I'm in charge of my own business. So I want you to take ownership for your business. It is not, and I'm going to be on a little bit of a soapbox here, and it's only because I love you all. It's only because I believe 100% everyone on this call can be an emerald, a sapphire, or a diamond. But we got to stop standing in our own way, okay? You have to be hungry to hit your goals. Some of you may not want to. Some of you may just want an extra couple $100s. That I started at the $500 just because I was scared and I didn't think I could do anything else. But when I realized all of these people are exactly like me, there's nothing different in me and you. I dropped out of college. I got my Mrs. degree in college. I didn't finish. I was 20 hours shy of finishing. I had done Arbonne before, made $75, spent $700. I'd never really been successful or finished anything. But I knew when I started this business, I'm going to go all in. And this is what's going to change the trajectory of my path, because I saw an income that was unlimited. I saw a way to share and help other people. And that's what I grabbed hold to. So for a second right now, I want you to write down on your paper the one number that you want to make for your family per month. The number that you want Plexus to be paying you every single month so that you can live out some of your dreams, some of your goals. And I want you to write it really big on the top of your paper, and I want you to circle it, okay? So let's do that real quick. And then I want you to multiply that by 3, because in this business, the sky is the limit. And I want you to start believing that that number times 3 is exactly what you're going to be able to earn. What we do every day is important. So I'm going to tell you a few things that you need to be doing every single day to stay hungry and to get to that number. Because if you do these things, I promise you 100% you will move forward. There's no way you won't. You do the things, you're going to move forward. So we're going to talk about that really quick. And let me grab up my notes here. Sorry, you guys. Let me grab it real quick. Hold on. Okay. So every morning you need to be in your back office, or whenever. I know some of you work a full-time job. So whatever time that may be, if you've got like 15, 20 minutes on your lunch break where you're eating and you can just scroll through and do a few things, you need to be looking in your back office, because that's the pulse of your business. When I first started, we had things called white lines. If you hear us say that still, it's just kind of ingrained in us. But white lines were people who didn't order, who didn't have an order, who didn't have PV. So you want to go through there and look at your white lines, your people who ordered last month, who didn't order this month. Write those down. Every month you're going to be able to figure that out, but every day see whose order didn't process. If you don't know how to see if credit cards have been declined, all you do is go over to orders. I sent a video to Samantha Farner. But you can go to orders and then you just click on it twice and it will sort to the ones that just happened. And in red, it will say credit card declines. I know it's weird to reach out to someone. Sometimes it kind of feels icky. Like Sam said, she'll send the video over. It kind of feels weird to like see a credit card decline and to reach out to someone. But I always just say this. I always say, hey, good morning. I just was going through my back office and saw that your credit card didn't process this month. It's probably our back office. We've made some changes. Would you like for me to go in there and fix it for you so we make sure that your order comes this month? So I never say anything to make it weird or cringy. I just say, and that's not a lie. I mean, our back office does sometimes mess up. So I feel like that's not telling a lie. So you reach out to your credit card declines. You look at those, like I said, those white line people, the people who haven't ordered. They would be your level ones though, okay? So your level ones who haven't ordered for this month, their subscription hasn't came through, just touch base with them. You don't even have to ask them. You can ask them about their product if they ordered last month. Hey, was there something we needed to tweak? I noticed that you didn't place an order this month or your order didn't go through. I know with me personally, I felt the best on month 3. So I just want to make sure that we help you reach your goals. So interject your personal story into it too, because your friends joined you because of the story that you shared. So I want you to remember that. Remember how powerful your story and your testimony is. So when you're reaching out to someone who's only gone for 2 weeks and they're like, hey, this product isn't working, I always tell them about myself. Hey, the first 2 weeks, I felt literally terrible. I was bloated. I had really bad gas. I had a super bad headache. Like, we just have to push through because it's a really good sign that our body's detoxing, that these products are working. So whatever that may look like for you, when you reach out to the inactives, give a little bit of your story. If they say it's not working, they might ghost you, but we still have to touch base with them because they trusted us to join this business, and it's our job to give them the best customer service. The next thing I want you to do is a point projection. Of course, for me, I have a huge team. If I'm doing a point projection, I'm going to have to get that from my coach. But you guys can get in there. You can look at your subscriptions. You can also filter this. So you'll go over to subscriptions in your back office, and you'll click that twice, and your subscriptions will pop up. The dates that they're going to send will be right there. You can just project how many points you're going to get from your subscriptions that come and see where you're going to be at. This I suggest you do at the first of the month. I used to print this off when I had the white lines and just highlight all the subscriptions and add my points up. This is the best thing to do at the first of the month. You should be doing this because it'll give you a gauge of where you're going to end and what you need to add or do to move towards your goal. If you're not mapping this out, you are probably not moving forward like you should, okay? Does anyone have questions about point projection mapping? Okay, so I say take 10% off of that because some of those subscriptions are not gonna go through. So whatever number you have, subtract 10% and go on that bottom number. We'll do this the first of the month, and then you can know what to set your goal for. You'll set your goal for how many people are we going to add this month? What am I going to shoot for to hit this bonus or this amount of points, okay? Next thing I want you to do, and this is just the back office stuff. People get real confused about thinking they need to do a million things back there. You don't. But those things are best. Track your own points. Every day in my phone for the last 5 years, I've tracked where my points were. And it is a good way. Like I can go today and look back at last month and see where I'm at. So basically I just put the date like 2/27 at 25, and then I'll put where my points are. And I'll put in little parentheses how many people we added. That helps me see how my team is moving. So write your points down every day. And then if you're doing this in the morning, a daily point goal, like today, since I'm shooting for, say you're shooting for Ruby, you're like, okay, today I need to add 25 points. And so you'll work towards adding 25 points. When you have these numbers, it will help you so much. I'm not kidding. This is going to be what will get you to the next rank. You just have to know where to go. It's like sometimes we're so confused. We're just spinning our wheels. I don't know if any of you guys feel like you're just doing all the things and moving in mud, like so slow, right? So if we have a good point projection of where we're going to be, we know what we need to work towards, how many we need to work on signing or helping that month, what kind of goal we have, and we're going to have a much better roadmap to our goals. And then anybody on your team that you see that's doing something awesome, it does not have to be signing people. We need to celebrate people for doing the scary thing, people for inviting people tonight, people for making a post. Do some shout outs. Love on the people who are here for you, even if they're just really consistent with their product. Shout them out, help them feel loved. There's no place where people don't love being shouted out and just loved on. Okay, now we're going to shift. So that's what we call our morning rounds. And also look for if you have any refunds, and you'll see that too. You'll see refunds when you sort your orders. And if people are returning, you definitely want to reach out to them. We can give you some sample messages. Any of your jewel uplines can. If you really need wording, I know wording was a thing that I was really stressed out about when I started Plexus. So I always asked Jen, how do I respond to this? How do I respond to this? But all of her responses she gave me, I copied and pasted them and put them into the notes section of my phone. So I always had them moving forward. So I didn't have to ask her the same question every time. I just had her responses and I fixed them to where they sounded like me. And then I tweaked them to whoever. So that made that much easier. Okay. IPAs. And this is where these are things you have to do. Just posting on your Facebook will not move your needle forward. It won't. It'll get you some sales here and there, but it's not going to grow your business. Because those
can't
people
post and pray.
Yeah. You can't post and pray. That's right. Posting is very important. It's our
And so is praying.
Yeah. Well, praying is way more important than posting. Both are very important. Okay. But when we post, it's basically our storefront's open. But we have to be in there. Like if you have an open storefront and you're just not doing anything, paying attention to the people, being rude when they come in, they're just going to leave and not buy from you, right? So we want to be personable. We want to have an open storefront. So we do want to share every day. And that's something that I did. I don't share every day now, but that's because for the last 8 years, this is my 10th year coming up. 8 solid years, I pretty much shared Plexus at least 5 days a week. And if you want to move forward, that's what you have to do. You want people to know that you are the person they're going to come forward with Plexus. Because I guarantee you, your friends are going to sign up. At some point in time in their life, they're going to say, oh, I'm not ready to try that Plexus stuff. But if you're posting once every 2 weeks, once every 5 days, guess what? They're probably not going to go to you because it's an investment. It's a health investment again. And so they're going to want to go to somebody they know is consistent. Who's consistent? A person whose store is open every single day, right? So if you're not posting, your friend might sign up with someone else. I'm proof of it. I did not sign up with my very good friend. I signed up with an acquaintance I barely knew because she was posting on Facebook every day. And she reached out to me. Didn't know her, barely knew her. And I had a really good friend who I did know who was partially posting. We were in Bible study together. She never mentioned it to me. So I didn't sign up with her. Because when I did it, I said, I need help with my anxiety. I need someone who's going to guide me. I need someone I trust. And I feel like Mallory's just in and out with this business and these products. Jen is all in. So I'm just going to go with her because I feel like she's going to be the person who can answer my questions. Does that make sense? So that posting, yes, it's very important. Not the only important thing. What we have to do on social media is 60% life, 40% Plexus. You cannot just vomit Plexus all over your people. Because if you do, they're going to click hide from feed. and they're not going to see your stuff because you have become a spammy salesperson to them. And we don't want that. This is where people have a problem, especially people who don't share on social media very much. I never had this problem because, as you all can tell, I share every single thing on social media. And I literally was like that well before Plexus. So that was never a problem for me. But if you have a problem sharing your life, I suggest looking on Facebook or not Facebook, going to Google and typing in social media post ideas. And it will give you a little list of ideas that are not salesy, that are like things that kind of are like, oh, that's cute. I'm going to do that, like a day in the life of, or asking a question, pineapple on pizza, yes or no, just different stuff like that. If you're having problems easing into sharing your life, but you want to be 60% life and 40% Plexus. Jen Leith, when I first got started, she told me, and she's our diamond upline. She's above Jen Shock. She's a funny, fiery redhead. But she told me when we sat down to meet, she was like, my favorite types of Plexus posts are when I'm just living my life, like folding laundry with my kids homeschooling, doing, at the park. And she's like, I'll just say it's a beautiful day at the park, enjoying being out here with my kids. And I just have a pink drink sitting kind of in the background where you can see it in the picture, but I'm not talking about it. So she was incorporating Plexus into her lifestyle, having it around, but not saying Plexus too. So people are seeing Plexus as part of her life. Does that make sense? So you can do it that way too, without having a salesy Plexus post. People don't really even look at those that much anyway. So think about, how can I incorporate this into my life, make it my lifestyle?
Go ahead.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Y'all probably remember when I shared this, and I was doing good for a couple of weeks with it, but I've kind of like fallen off the beaten trail a little bit. But I don't know how many of y'all have Chat GPT, but it is very helpful. Like because I literally put on there like, help me, or I said what I did. Like, I'm in network marketing for a health and wellness company. Help me figure out a daily schedule, a daily schedule of posting about my business 50% and posting about my life 50%, or maybe I did 75% life or something. And it came up with this, like, sorry, my dang ring light. It came up with like this really, really good schedule, and it was very helpful. And I did it for a couple of weeks, and like, you can change it around or, do different things, but it was a really good way to like get me started and give me some ideas.
I love that. Yeah.
I was coming on here to say the same thing.
Yes.
You can take a screenshot of your Instagram profile of your grid and send it to Chat GPT and say, based on what I'm trying to portray here, help me build a schedule, and so like for me, it would pick up that, I do marriage and health and blah, blah, blah. And this is what you should focus on and talk on more. It's like the perfect coach.
It's so helpful.
Would you mind screen recording how to do it and sharing it in our Dreamers and Doers chat?
Me or you? See, yeah, sure. Okay,
because I know some people, I use it, but I also know I had to like Google how to figure it out first, where to even find it and all that stuff. So if we have a video, I think that'll be helpful for everyone else.
Sarah, you do the one that you're talking about, like the screenshot one, and then I can just post in there, like download the app or type it in your computer, whatever you people do. But I have the app, and I can just, say like, this is, just type into it, whatever you want. And then you can talk about the video.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll have that in there so you guys can utilize that. In the meantime, you can go to Google, or also Pinterest has a bunch of ones. I have a little Instagram social media board on Pinterest where I have like Wellness Wednesday ideas and posting ideas and all this stuff that I can grab up. I made a board on Pinterest for that. The next thing I want you to do, if you've not done this yet, I know we've talked about it a little bit, is create a Hot 20 list on the very first day of every month. And the Hot 20 list is 20 people that you think would be great at the business or the products. But here's where it's different. You're not going to message them about Plexus. What you're going to do is build a relationship with them on Facebook all month long. You're going to Facebook date these people. You're going to like their posts. You're going to reach out to them. You're going to comment. You're going to do it in a very genuine way. But if you do this and you're kind of courting these 20 people all month long, guess what starts to happen? They start to see your post, and they're going to see these posts that are not all Plexus. They're life and a little Plexus mixed in, and they're going to start watching you more. So you're going to be planting seeds of those 20 people. Okay. So it's just making a 20-person list, and you can work on them every day, every other day. Go comment, like, whatever. Hot 20. So that's something you do every week, every month. I'm sorry. Next, we're going to comment on like I said, the 20 people. 5 new reach outs, you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people. If you reach out to 5 people per day, you are going to skyrocket in this business. Now, I know some people don't know 5 people per day for 25 people. But if you can reach out to 5 people a week, that's 20 people a month. Your business will still grow forward. Not as fast as if you reach out to 5 people per day. 5 people per day is ideal. Okay. 5 reach outs per day is ideal. But if you can reach out to 5 people per week, you're still reaching out to 20 people a month. And these people are about Plexus. They're going to be new reach outs. You don't have to start with Plexus. It doesn't have to be a weird, cold, gross message. It can just be you reaching out to them first, and kind of the same thing, kind of courting and moving into it. But then Plexus will kind of more organically come up in the conversation. Does anybody have any questions about that? So you can break that down to 2 people per day if you want. That's obviously going to be more than 5, but break that down however you want. But if you can reach out to 5 per day, that's the best. And then 3 follow-ups. 3 follow-ups per day. Super important. Following up, the sales happen in the 8th to 12th follow-up. Did you know that? The majority of sales happen in the 8th to 12th follow-up. How many people have you stopped reaching out to after 3 times? Just think about it in your head. If you've stopped reaching out to them after 3 times, they're going on that follow-up list that you're about to make and get to messaging those people again. I've literally followed up with people, no joke, for like 10 years. And what I do once I followed up with them several times is then I just follow up with them sporadically when we introduce a new product or when we have a really good sale. But I still follow up with them. And I've had people join me after all that many follow-ups. And some of them I'll say, hey, I'm not giving up on you because I know you'd be amazing at this business. So I just wanted you to know I'm still holding out hope. I'll message them stuff like this and they're like, oh, thank you so much. The time just isn't right now, but I love your testimony and I love following along with you. And I still feel good because I know they're going to keep watching and they know I believe in them, right? The next thing, it keeps shutting me off here, is making new friends. You need to make new friends on Facebook. You need to make new friends in public. I know it's weird as adults, like we feel so weird. When I first moved to Springfield, I was like so scared to make new friends because all my college friends had moved off. I didn't know this town, but I was like, oh my gosh, like I've got to have like women and moms. So I started going to lap sit at the library, and I started going to classes at the Y. And then I started going to the little Bible study that some women were having. And I've made so many amazing relationships from those types of things, just putting myself out there. But also in social media, you get on there and you look at people you may know. It's going to suggest people you may know. You can look at how many friends you have, make new friends that way. Kids school, kind of think of the Frank's list: friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, and kids. Kids is obviously not kids that we're adding. It's people that you know through your kids, like your kids' moms, teachers, coaches, that type of thing. So friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, and kids. That's a jogger for trying to think of like, okay, who do I know that I can friend request? So 3 friend requests. When you do the friend request, write the names down of the people that you made new friends with, because those are going to be people that you're going to add to your Hot 20 list. Okay. So maybe not this month if you already made it, but maybe next month you're going to be reaching out to those new friends. Stop. Oh. Wish happy birthday. This seems like a very insignificant thing to do, but it keeps your Facebook score, which is like a test score. It keeps your Facebook score high because Facebook loves it when people are positive and when they're interacting. So wishing people happy birthday every day keeps your posts in people's feed for longer than just going to message. Did you guys know that? Facebook birthdays are very important. So send a message or comment, but it's going to pop you up more when you're a more positive and engaging person on Facebook. That's how they get paid. So they like that you do that. Okay. Then get in touch and relationship build and troubleshoot. So here is some things that you're going to do for your new people. And this is part of retention, because if we don't have good retention, we're also not going to grow. Does sending happy birthday messages count for Facebook score? I think it does, but I just do it on the page. And the reason I do it on the page is because if you click send happy birthday, it automatically sends you to their wall. So I just do exactly what Facebook wants me to, which is apparently to post on the wall. So I suggest that. But if you want to send a message and say something else, and they really see the message better too, I think, in Messenger, you can do that. But Messenger takes you off of the Facebook feed. It moves you into the Messenger chat section. So the Facebook feed is kind of where you want to stay. So this part, again, we can't just, okay, this is the other thing that's I'm going to be a little bit on the soapbox about. We have amazing contests with Plexus. We have shopping sprees and cruises and convention contests and all the fun, amazing things. But guess what? It is not the thing that should drive you. It should be a reward for helping people. But if you're driven by the carrots and you're signing people to get this thing or signing people to get that thing, and then you don't care if the people stay or not because you got the points, you are doing all those people a disservice. And what's going to happen is they're going to get in their brain, all they care about is my money, winning their contest, and this really is some weird pyramid scheme I'm going to tell my friends not to get involved in. Do we want to be a part of any of that? The answer is no, we do not. Do I want to win a cruise? Do I want to earn a shopping spree? Yes and yes. But what I really want to do is help people and have a legacy business. And you cannot have a legacy business chasing a carrot. You can't. You can have a legacy business by building up your customers, by helping them, by supporting them, by showing them that they should share their testimony because it's so impactful, and reminding them that they also were scared to post or scared to reach out, but that your testimony changed up for them. So we want to chase the legacy. We want to chase after that number that we wrote up there to get our family, whatever our why is. We want to follow that dream, but we also want to lift everyone up with us because it's no fun to do this alone. We want to rise others up. Like, I love seeing people earn the shopping spree and all this, but I really love seeing them come home from their jobs that they didn't want to be at, homeschool their babies, support their husbands, give more to missions. I love that kind of thing way more than a cruise or a shopping spree. So we want to send welcome text to all our new ambassadors in our levels 1 through 4. And the reason that you're going to do this, and if you're not doing it, it is not weird. That's also your team. And when you're on a health journey, you want to feel supported and have a big cheerleader section in your corner. You're going to say, hey, my name is Heather. I just wanted to reach out and let you know that I'm super excited for you. I know you have Sarah as your sponsor, and she's amazing. I just wanted you to know that I'm also here to support and cheer you on. I can't wait to see where this takes you. If you have any questions, here's my text. Here's my Facebook. I hope we can be friends. I'm so excited. Something like that. Literally, that's all it has to be. But you're introducing yourself to all of your downline. You want to know why this is important? Because what if your level 1 quits, but her level 1 is still working this business? What happens? Do you want that girl to quit? No, you want her to have a relationship with you so that you can just pick up and continue to guide her along. I've had lots of people quit in the business. I've had a senior gold quit, had a ruby quit. We've had an emerald that no longer works her business, but we had relationships with all of their runners. So their runners are still here, still doing stuff. Their customers are still using the product, still feeling loved and valued, but they won't, if you never reach out to them, their sponsor quits and they feel like they're on an island by themselves. Does that make sense? Okay, we want to check in with one active product user per day. So if you don't have that many, you can check in with all of them on Monday if you want to. But check in with your product users. We all have systems that we use for customer care. Use that system. If you don't have one, I'm happy to give you one. You can search on health and happiness or in the fearless and free for customer retention. And there's also one there. But I know Sarah's team has one. Sam's team has one. I have one. So you can use those. Like I said, you can do it on one day if you don't have many, but if you have a whole bunch, spread it out so you're not in a bunch of conversations. Check in with one inactive product user. One person doesn't have their order they were supposed to ship. Check in with them. See what you can do to help them. Sometimes I'll offer them a free shaker cup. Shaker cups on Amazon, $6.99, drop shipped. I'll tell them about the new product, see if there's anything I can help with. But check in with an inactive, and then check your virtual office, which we already went over everything to do there, and complete your morning rounds. And that's what we talked about earlier. Connect with an active business builder. Host or be in an active event. What events are we going to use, you guys, moving forward forever? Tonight's event, Monday night's event, and Thursday night's event. You don't have to host events anymore. Plexus is doing it for us, and they're amazing. So that's, we have, we have a reset group going, and we have our customer care chat going. But as far as events, we have these two that Plexus is doing for us all the time. That's super amazing. So we want to be sure and invite that and get with your team, whether it's on a Zoom, on a phone call, at Sarah's meeting, whatever you guys meet up with in Blue Ridge or Blairsville, do something like that. Okay, the last part is going to be leadership. And I feel like I've just talked you guys head off. I hope I'm not talking too fast to take notes, but there is a little paper that has all of these things on it, and I'm going to send it over. I've sent it in the chat before, but I will send it over again. So be active in your team chat. Okay, we are all leaders here, whether you have one person or 100 people. But you are the pulse of your team. So it's not your upline's fault. It's not your downline's fault. It's not your sideline's fault. What's happening in your business. It starts and ends with us. Okay. So always I think about, the 4 fingers that point back at me. And I think about, what has Heather been doing to grow her business? What has Heather been doing to motivate her team? Number one things, we talked about all that, but you need to be showing up in the team chats. May not be my big chat. You may have little chats. Show up in your team chats. Encourage your team. Show them the way. You're the leader for your team. Do some sort of professional development every single day. Whether it be, I used to listen to product YouTube videos about Plexus because I wanted to know the science. I'm not really a science girl. That's not really my thing. I am into what the ingredients are and that type of stuff. I didn't know like all the details of it. So I would listen to a YouTube video about one product every 2 days when I was driving to pick up my kids. Now there's a ton of podcasts that you could listen to, but do some sort of leadership work every single day, whether it be a chapter in a book, a podcast, a Plexus training video. Leadership work, mindset work, super duper important. And then I want you to think about what you personally did to add value to your team every single day. Every day, what did I do to add value? And then, what did I do today? It's a hashtag. I need to get back to doing this more, but I encourage all of you, if you have a team chat, small chat, do this, but share what you did today. Show your team. You can hashtag it, what I did today, and type up the stuff that you did for Plexus. Guess what? It motivates other people. When they see you doing it, they're motivated. They're like, oh crap, she did all that. I better get to work. I better do something. Like, I feel like that when Jen messages me like, oh, I signed one today. I'm like, oh, gosh, I gotta send some messages. Like I gotta sign some people. So I always feel like that. So think about that, because there are people on your team, competitive and motivated, and they just want to know, like, hey, Sam's doing this. Look what she did. And she's been in this business for so long and she's still doing these things every day. I better get off my butt and get to work if I want to make some money with this, right? And then lastly, recognition, like we talked about, shouting your people out, loving on them. But remember, again, every month you all should be shooting to add 3 people. Every leader should shoot to go silver every single month. There has maybe been in my whole 10 years, maybe 6 months that I've not added 3 people. It's always been my goal, and it's the way I can continue to fill my bucket. If we don't add a lot of people and we're just chilling out, we are going to lose people. So we won't keep moving forward. Does that make sense? So we have a bucket that has holes in it. We have to continue to put water in there and fill the bucket up so that we continue to grow. Lastly, we have all of the tools. We have the +1 initiative. I'm going to see if I can share my screen really quick. Yeah. And let me show you guys this +1. Let's see if it'll let me. All right. Can y'all see that? Can everybody see it? I can't see y'all's face. So somebody say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So +1, we want to help all of our people help one, right? And when you do the +1, 100 PV order gives us $36. When you get money in people's hand, they're going to stay for 18 months or longer, even just $36. That's how impactful the +1 initiative is. Helping everyone get an accountability partner and actually having cash is a game changer. I know it's only $36, but mentally people think, oh, that was easy. All I did was help my sister-in-law. Now we're both doing this together. I got a little bit of money in my pocket. Look what could happen next. So there's this. You obviously could talk to them then about going silver or senior silver. But I know, have we ran into the other call? I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, it's probably almost over.
Oh gosh. Oh yeah, it's 15 minutes. I'm so sorry, you guys. I just chatted and talked forever.
I definitely encourage y'all to go back and watch it though, because I think Alita and Jill will bring the fire. So like definitely go back and watch that.
Jory's talking right now, so they haven't gone on yet.
Perfect. Let's hop on over there, and then if you guys have any questions, you can pop them in Dreamers and Doers. But I am going to have to exit off here because I have to get my kid to bed. So if someone else, if y'all want to just hop on yourself from your other Zoom, that's perfect. And we should be good.
Thank you, Heather.
You're welcome. Talk to y'all later.